Okay, for this question, Mrs. Poon made some cookies to sell. 3/4 of them were chocolate cookies, the rest were almond cookies. After selling 210 almond cookies and 5/6 of the chocolate cookies, she had 1/5 of the cookies left. How many cookies did Mrs. Poon sell? So there are lots of, there's three fractions here, but these three fractions, when we are talking about the whole, they're actually very different. These two are the same. 3/4 of the cookies, 1/5 of the cookies. So what they're referring to as the whole is the same, but for this is very different. 5/6 of the chocolate cookies. This is only emphasizing on the chocolate cookies only. So usually for most of you, when you see fractions, the first thing probably you will want to do is to draw a model. But in this case, I would prefer to draw indirect branching. I'm going to show you why later, but I'm going to do the indirect branching and to show you how this question could be solved. Okay, you start off at the top whereby you have cookies. Cookies will always have one hole at the top. So you're going to branch out to chocolate and almond. So I have my chocolate and almond here. I'm going to put my fractions. I know that I have this piece of information here. I will have 3/4. If this is 3/4 of the cookies are chocolate, I know that this must be 1/4. So I'm going to put the information slowly. I know that both of these cookies, there is going to be salt and left. So I'm going to label here first, salt and left. And I'm going to put information here. You know that 210 is salt. This is 500, this is 5 out of 6 is salt. Now this 5 out of 6 only stops here. It means that 5 out of 6 of the chocolate cookies are salt. Okay, and then after that it says that the amount that is left, I know that if I'm talking just about the chocolates, if 5/6 of the chocolates are sold, it means that this 1/6 are left. So why am I covering this part here is because these two fractions are actually is referring to this as the whole. Okay, this fraction is referring to the cookies overall as the whole. This I'm going to put a question mark. I have no idea. Question, there's no information about that. Okay, now let's focus on the branch. There's one piece of information that says that 1/5 of the cookies left. So when I look at the cookies left, these two will give me 1 out of 5 of the whole amount of cookies left. Okay, now when we are doing branching, right, how do we change the fraction to reflect the fraction as a whole? We will need to multiply by the fraction of the chocolates as reference to the whole. So we are going to focus on this part first. Okay, so now I'm going to try to change this fraction to not just stop here. I'm going to change this fraction so that I can actually go, I can reference back all the way to cookies. So how do I do that? This will be 5 out of 6 times 3/4. You'll be getting 15 out of 24. And when you divide, when you go to the simplest form, it will be 5 out of 8. So the same goes for this 1 out of 6 times 3/4. Because 1 out of 6 I multiply by 3/4, I can cross multiply. I will be getting 1 out of 8. Alright, so these two fractions is 5 out of 8 of the cookies sold are chocolates. 1 out of 8 of the cookies sold, cookies left are chocolates. Okay, so I'm going to just put it here first. I'm going to circle this because this will represent the fractions that point all the way to the whole. Okay, now let's try to look at this. I know that this is the fraction that is left. This is also the fraction that is left. The question says there is 1/5 of the cookies left. This is 1/8 of the chocolate cookies left. So this, if I have my information, this will refers to the chocolates that are left. This will also refers to the almond that is left. Okay, but now I know that this information can be placed here. I know that 1/8 of the cookies are chocolates that are left. So how do I find this? I will need to take this 1/5 minus 1 out of 8. My common denominator will be 40. So I times 8 times 5. So 8 out of 40 minus 5 out of 40 equals to 3 out of 20. So I know that my almond is 3 3 out of 40. So I'm going to put in the information here. This will be 3 out of 40. Since my denominator is 40, I will try to change all of this denominator into 40 as well. So which are the denominators I can change? I can change this. I can change this. This will be 25 out of 40. This will be 5 out of 40. Okay, I can also change all this into 40 as well, because the total number of units will be 40. So this will be 30 out of 40. This will be 10 out of 40. Okay, now let's take a look at this. I'm going to focus on this part. For my almond, there is only 10 units. 10 out of 40. I have 3 units here. So this would tell me that this will be 7 out of 40. Okay, now my branching is almost done already. So I will have all my values here. I will have 25 and 5, it will make 30. I will have 7 and 3 makes 10 over here. Now if I look at all this, the only one that has the units and the value will be this part here. So I can safely do my unitary method. 7 units equals to 210. 1 unit equals to 210 divided by 7, I get 30. But the question asks, how many cookies did Mrs. Hun sell? I focus on this too. I would have 25 units here, I would have 7 units here. So 25 units plus 7 units, I get 32 units. So 32 units equals to 32 times 30. I'll be getting my answer as 960. So please remember to write your answer over here, 960. Number transfer unit check. Alright, that's all.